Hey everybody, it's November 25th. You know, I had all kinds of ideas with that spare tire mounted underneath and such, but I found this little mount here for like $14 online. Here's a link for that. I'm just going to give it a whirl. I have some ideas. Obviously, we're trying to keep the weight in front. So, this is meant to go like this, right? With two bolts, top and bottom. And then these brackets back here holding it in place, but I don't want to do that. I want to keep that tongue open, so I might utilize this bolt here and do something like that. So I get two on the top, one on the bottom, and then cut this thing to fit. So we're going to play with that right now. There it is. Let's hope these welds aren't like licorice when you saw me pull off that little brace. But it's on here, and it looks like it's going to work. Well, there it is. And now it's all at the right angle and everything since we bent the bottom of that bracket. It's all square with the trailer and everything. But hey, there's our tire mount, buddy.
Yeah.
Just took about 90 minutes.
Yeah.
Did you have fun on the last trip?
Yeah.
So, you waiting for the next one? We're going to try to fit 3 people in this mini sardine camper.
Yeah.
Let's see how that goes, huh?
Yeah. 3 sardines and sardines.
So I'm teaching my kid a trick now, how to jack up a vehicle. He's learning where the flat points are, where not to jack. And he's got the back done over here on the axles there, and he's doing the front. How's it going?
Good.
Did you get that thing hooked in there?
It's in the ditch.
Go for it.
There.
There you go. Get your hand out of there. You can come all the way up with the handle.
Yeah.
There you go.
I don't know how to go that high.
Good job, buddy. Good morning, everybody. It's December 1st, 2018. 16 months into our trailer build. And as you've seen, we've had a lot of fun with it. I'm working on minor stuff today. As you just saw, I did the spare tire mount. And now here's what I'm doing today. So, I ended up taking the TV out. As cool as that was, we never used it. In all of the camping trips we've done, we've never used a TV. We've resorted to the iPad because we can stream it on Netflix or Hulu or all those. And we've used my computer to watch videos that sits here. So in order to gain a little more room in here, I yanked the TV. What I'm going to do today is I'm going to try to build some kind of shelf system up here for putting bread, canned goods, chips, whatever, food up here, because we need more cabinet storage, and it needs to be up out of the way because our next trip is going to be with 3 people in here, with my daughter who finally wants to go. So also on the last few camping trips, what I've learned is I need a light on the front of the camper facing the truck bed, because I spend a lot of time in that truck bed putting the generator in there, you know, doing things and loading at night and stuff. So what I'm going to do, we've never used these fans the entire time we've been in here, and as you can see, they're kind of loud anyway. The AC does a great job. We've never used those fans, so I'm actually going to repurpose this power. I'm going to take the fan out to accommodate for the cabinet, and I'm going to take the power from the fan and go out the front of the camper and put another one of these lights on the front to illuminate the truck bed. As most of you know, I sell tires for a living. I'm not the sharpest tool in the shed, so I've never built a cabinet before, but I'm going to try to build something up above. And of course we want it to be as light as possible. So I got some hobby wood last night at the local Home Depot here, and I just bought some stuff thinking I could probably make it out of this. You know, this being the sides that are shorter, this being the front of the camper, which is wider, and then maybe like a rail to keep the stuff in there, and maybe this will help with the framework, I guess. So I'm just going to start hacking and cutting and see if I can make use of all this stuff. This is the power to that other fan here. I bought these lights in pairs, and of course I used 2 on the front and I used 1 on the driver's side of the trailer. So I had this extra one laying around here. So we are gonna see, turn it on. Okay, now we're hot here. Let's see how this works out. Oh yeah, all right. This will be the light to illuminate the back of the truck, so at night when I'm doing stuff, I can see clearly. Because the front slopes, it kind of tilts the light up a little. I guess that would be okay, or I could make a wedge to aim it down a little, but I think it'll be okay. And then on another note, I already have the diamond plate on order for the front, so I can't really mount this yet until I get the diamond plate, because it's going to go flush over the diamond plate. And then another thing I plan to do when I get the diamond plate mounted is I'm going to build a little rack in here to put some stuff in here. I'll just access these studs that are in here, mark it on the diamond plate, and I'll build some kind of rack out of tube or something, and then I can put stuff in here too. So, but I will need to drill the hole today, because when I finish the cabinet inside, that's all going to be re-hidden. So we're going to drill a hole in this nice, beautiful camper. Doesn't feel like it did it right. Look out.
There's no hole. Yeah, I don't think there's any hole there.
I think I drilled too deep into here. I need to drill into here.
Oh, into the caulking? Got it.
What did I do?
You reach.
We made it?
Yeah, you made it.
Oh. So this one's way too high. Okay. And my hole's off, right? Because this is 24 inches, so well, what we'll just do is we'll still mount it center, but we'll run the wire down in here like this.
Yeah.
So that will work.
Great.
And we'll recock this hole.
Yeah.
And we'll tire guy that back together.
Yeah.
See, you guys, you can do this. If I can do this, I think we're up to like 7 people now that have said they're going to build campers. That is just the coolest thing ever. Alright, so we got the hole sealed, we got the light wired, and you know, we're going to leave this loose because we're going to have to fish the diamond plate over that. And then in here, I just tucked the wire underneath. I used a screwdriver and I shoved those wires into and underneath that foam insulation. And I sealed the hole on this side also. And then I wrapped a couple, I went back and forth a couple times and shoved it under there. So I know I got like a foot of slack if for some reason I need to pull it through. From here, we can start designing the little cabinet. Go like this. And then I'm just trying to figure out, you know, how big do we need this thing? How obtrusive do we want it? I guess I need to go measure a loaf of bread. Alright, so I've got the back part in. I removed that thick 1x and I'm using this thin stuff against the back. And then there's the first part of that shelf. So it's kind of coming together. There's where I've gotten so far. It's pretty sturdy. You know, it's going to hold bread, chips, light stuff. Alright, so there it is in place. It's just sitting up there because it's super snug. And what I'm thinking is, hopefully you can see without this light here. What I'm thinking is some kind of just a little trim like this to kind of keep stuff in there. Because I don't have a stud up here, I can't put a face on it. I can't mount a stringer across and put a face on it. So to support the weight in the middle here like this, I've got to run this little brace pulling it up. So we'll see how this works out.
Dad, come check this out. What?
Oh, almost took out the dog there. Is that your little dirt bike course?
Yeah.
All right.
And I can also do this.
Oh, a berm shot. Nice. Kind of reminds me when I was a kid. What was that?
Skid?
You doing skids now?
Yeah.
Oh my goodness. All right, so pretty much this is it here. That's kind of weird on the side how that how the front piece goes way up high, but I think this is perfect. Just to put a little food in. So let's go stick it in there. I think I just ripped my pants. Something. Alright, well, let's get the light on it. Perfect. The goal, obviously, is up out of the way above our heads as we're climbing around in here, and we have extra storage up there. So, that's great. Well, I think it's going to work good. It's going to relieve a lot of the space down here that was being taken up for food usage and stuff. Since we only do a couple days in this little camper, it's just perfect. So, all done. All right, it's Sunday night, about 4, we're going to wrap her. I only got half of that shelf built yesterday. And then the buyers for Kobe's little 50 showed up. And we hung out with them for like 3 hours. Super nice people. And we just hit it off. So it was dark by the time they left. And then when I got home this afternoon, I just used this remaining time to finish that shelf. So, shelf's looking good. Kind of fits right in there. Didn't take up any extra space, but we got a lot more storage out of it. And then I finished the middle shelf up there. Didn't have a bottom in it, so that's done now. And then I repaired the bottom shelf that got broke. And the next step will be to try to figure out a third bed in here. So that's it. Still working on it. I talked about it before. We got diamond plate coming. And then I got to build a rack to get 3 quads in the back of the truck. And still be able to tow all of our gear. I think I'm going to put them on top, up against the back of the cab, and then put all the supplies under, and then one off the back with the gate down, and then run my Stinger extension to the trailer. And on Amazon for 89 bucks, I found a pair of air shocks that I'm going to put on that truck this week. So with that weight, it's going to drop, and I can just crank them up a little bit. Yeah. Just a cheap way. All right, camper life, right, bro? Yeah. So I've always wanted to take a rim and make a fireplace out of it. So this is an old split rim from like the 60s. That's a regular import wheel. So I tore this tire apart, and then you take this rim, see if I can do this with one hand here. Fits right on there, right on that circle. I thought about welding it, you know, making it one piece, but it fits so good in there. It's not going anywhere, so.
All you have to do is weld up the holes.
Yeah, we'll just kind of cover up those holes a little bit somehow, tack some metal in there or something. But back to the not welding it, I think I'm not going to weld it because it'll be easier to move
And it's still echoing.
when it's not welded. Yeah, it'll make a cool noise like a bell. You hear that? So I'm going to give this thing a try.
Honestly, hopefully this thing doesn't catch.
I guess you can use these little windows down here in the rim to light it. Hey, there you go. Some wet wood there. Those are pine needles that are catching it. And what's cool is you can light the fire through here. That is the perfect little fire pit. Look at that. Huh?
This one would be camping, right?
No, it's too heavy to take camping, but it would be cool for the backyard. 16 months. September. 15 months.
You should put that like at the end. You should put that at the end. Okay?